Hello my amazing people, and welcome back to my channel. If you're back, if you are new, welcome to my channel. I'm Shayna and I have some case updates for you today that I wanted to bring to you. I was looking for another case to talk about, and I felt like the three cases that I'm giving you updates on today were kind of more important than any other old case that I could possibly talk about. So I'm giving you updates on the very current, very happening right now case involving Tristan Bailey and Aiden Fucci. I'm also giving you updates on my Millete's missing persons case, as well as Orrin and Orson West missing persons case. So three cases that are in the media, people are very aware of, and I wanted to make sure that I brought to you the most up-to-date and recent information. This will be a pretty quick update video, so thank you so much for joining me today, and let's get started. I have videos on every single one of these cases already on my channel. Please go and watch them if you have no idea what I'm talking about. If you are someone like me who's been up to date on all of these cases, then you can just hop in from where we're starting off today. But I'm starting literally with the latest updates on all of these cases, so there's a lot before this. So please go do yourself a favor so you're not completely confused and watch the other videos on my channel involving these cases. I believe I have 2 Orrin and Orson West videos, 2 my Millete videos, and 1 Tristan Bailey video. So, Aiden Fucci is the 14-year-old boy who has been accused of killing 13-year-old Tristan Bailey. We all know that, right? We're on the same page with that. We also know that blood was found on his clothing the following day from after the night of when he attacked Tristyn. Now, his mother, her name is Crystal Smith, she's 35 years old, was seen on surveillance footage apparently in the house, which I don't know if this is their own footage or this is something police were taking footage of. It was very unclear, but there is footage of Crystal Smith, Aiden Fucci's mother, going into his bedroom the day that he was taken into police custody. And she goes in his bedroom, she takes his jeans that he was wearing the night before, and she goes into the bathroom and she washes them out in the sink. So she's clearly scrubbing them by hand, trying to get something out of them. And then she takes the jeans into her bedroom for a while, and then she goes and puts them back in her son's bedroom. Now, after police came and issued a warrant and took him away, obviously she knew that as a mother, he was probably going to get in trouble for this, right? So she actually is seen asking Aiden if there was anything on the jeans, and she whispers to him, blood. So I don't know, it's just, the police are doing what they can to keep this investigation under wraps and not release everything to the public. So there are things that are confusing. For example, like I said, I don't know if this is footage that they have in their own house. I don't know if they have cameras in their own home, or if the police saw all of this happen, or if, you know, it's just unclear. But regardless of any of that, she has been charged with tampering with evidence, and she was arrested, but she was released on bond, of course. But a forensic psychologist, let me see what his name is. His name is Dr. Justin DiArienzo, and he did an interview basically just saying that a parent's initial reaction is always to protect their child. So what she did isn't necessarily abnormal or something that is unexpected. So as a mother, she probably was trying to do what she could to keep her boy out of trouble in that moment. But he does say that as time goes by and all the facts are revealed, most parents do take a tough love approach, even though they want to protect their children. So it's not abnormal what she did. It's kind of messed up, right? It's unfortunate, and it's sad that she would try to protect her son from such a horrific crime, but we don't know what was going on in her head, right? We don't know if maybe she truly thought her son was innocent, or what she fully knew, what she didn't know. But we do know that she knew blood was on those jeans, and she decided to wash them out by hand. Aiden did plead not guilty in the murder of Tristan Bailey, so he's basically wasting everybody's time. This is going to go to trial because he pleaded not guilty, even though the evidence against him is just ridiculously overwhelming. But something that I also thought was interesting, which I was unclear on in my last video, was that Aiden Fucci's legal counsel that he initially had stepped down. So his legal counsel went to the judge and said, look, I don't want to represent this case. And it's not revealed why he decided to step down or what the parameters were as far as him being able to step down, if it was a moral dilemma for him, if it was like a personal interest dilemma for him. We don't know. But I did think that it was very interesting that his initial legal counsel decided not to represent him and got permission not to represent him. So there's more behind the scenes than we know with that. But because of that, the parents did have to request a public defense attorney. So the mother basically filed is it called indigency? Let me see. An indigency claim. I don't know why I'm struggling to pronounce that word, but basically what that means is she is not in a position where she can afford counsel for her child. And the father actually did file one as well, but his was denied. He claimed that since this whole thing it has been unraveling with his son, that he hasn't been able to make as much money. He's self-employed, so it's impacted his business in some capacity. But as far as we know, Aiden is going to have a public defender, and I don't think he should have anybody, but I guess it's just part of the justice system. But essentially it's just wasting everybody's time because we all know that he did it. I wanted to bring that to you. That is all that I have for that case. Tristan Bailey's death is extremely unfortunate and just really hard for everyone to wrap their mind around. But in that case, as opposed to the next two cases I'm talking about, we do at least have some idea of what happened. So moving on, the next case that we are talking about is the missing persons case of Maya Millete. It has been 5 months since Maya Millete went missing in January from her Chula Vista home, and we have no answers still. There has been information that has come out, there have been updates. I have my second video on her case is an update that involves gunshots that were heard and different things that are pointing towards Larry being the culprit in this entire case. But just wanted to give you an update as far as what we know about a cell phone ping, which is very interesting. So the volunteers, the family, friends, and just neighborhood volunteers of the community have been searching in this area for the last 4 weekends in a row. This area is a 164 acre, basically it's an abandoned golf course that's right behind where the Millete home is. And we know that this is the general area because police did let Maya Millete's family know that they searched there a month ago due to a cell phone ping that they saw around the time that she went missing on January 7th. And we don't know the exact date or time or location of the ping because police did not release that, which is frustrating for her family, of course, I can only imagine. But at least they did tell the family a general area, which is within this abandoned golf course, which again is huge, is 164 acres. And not only the 164 acres, but also there's hiking trails leading up to the abandoned golf course. So they have basically been given the overwhelming task of searching this area, and they're looking for anything that might belong to Maya: clothing, shoes, literally anything that could have belonged to her, to help them find where she's gone, where she's missing to. And like I said, it's extremely frustrating for the family. But not only is there that information with the cell phone ping, also police have began doing more interviews, so interrogations and interviews of Maya's family and people close to Maya. And her sister was kind of been her sounding board throughout this entire thing. Her name is Mary Chris. She does interviews. She does everything she can to spread awareness, and she has a huge burden on her of trying to find her sister, but just knowing nothing, right? And she did do another interview where she revealed that she is a little frustrated with police and the fact that they started doing this now. So we are in June. She went missing in January, and now they're starting to interview and investigate close family. She's disheartened by this. She's frustrated by this. She's like, why now? But nevertheless, we know that police have done multiple interviews with the family, including Mary Chris herself, which is good. And we know that they are working off of a cell phone ping. Police are no longer searching this area, by the way. They searched it once 1 month ago, and they basically passed it off to the volunteers and said, hey, feel free to check in this area. I don't know why that would make sense. In my mind, investigators would be exhausting all of their efforts in this search for Maya if they know that there was a cell phone ping in this area. But maybe there is more that we don't know about. I don't know. It doesn't seem like everything is being done that could be done. But again, I'm just a bystander. I'm someone who's not seeing it. I'm seeing it from a bird's eye view. I don't know everything. So, yeah, that's what we have on that. The family of Maya Millete is extremely just sad and heartbroken at the loss of her, but they are refusing to give up, and I truly believe they will search until the very last second until they find where she is. I truly believe that is what they will do. Mary Chris has made it very clear she has no intentions of stopping the search for her sister. So any more updates that I get on that case, I'll be sure to bring to you. Police, like I said, are releasing very little information, but I have a feeling that soon there will be some sort of groundbreaking evidence or discovery or reveal from the police as far as suspects, leads, evidence. Hopefully, I have a feeling. So as soon as we get more information on that, I will be the first person to bring it to you. Moving on to the Orrin and Orson West missing persons case. You guys, this one, I don't know, it just sits near and dear to my heart. It is the first missing persons case that I've talked about. It is just mind-boggling the lack of information that we have in this case. They went missing in December, so 1 month, basically, not even a full month, a couple weeks before Maya and Millete went missing. Orrin and Orson West, 2 boys that were adopted by an adoptive family that went missing from their home in California, when they were allegedly in their adoptive parents' backyard playing with chalk. And there has been, like I said, very little information on this case. There have been few developments. There have been a couple major ones, but there hasn't been very much. But the latest update is that police did release that they have been doing many interviews. So we know, let me see here, they have interviewed 83 people. There have been 44 search warrants, not only on locations, but also electronic devices, cell phones, tablets, laptops, things of that nature. They've seized almost 200 items, 170 to be exact, and they've received more than 200 tips in this case. Not only that, but they have searched 16 mass areas within California, and then there have been 3 searches conducted outside of California. So literally, you guys, that is the update. And isn't it frustrating? It's extremely frustrating. And I understand why police need to keep some things close to the vest. I get that. But I am emotionally invested. I don't know if it's because it's children. Like I told you guys before, when I talk about children, I don't know, it just strikes me in a different way. But it's extremely frustrating because it's been so long and we still know so little. And it's good that the police are doing what they can do. They have publicly said this is not a cold case. It has been almost 6 months. We know that, but it's not a cold case. You know, we need everyone to just remain neutral until we release more information. But the overwhelming circumstantial evidence points to the adoptive parents, Jacqueline and Tristan West, being involved in this somehow. Their stories don't line up. The video footage that was seen of their home the night that they said the boys went missing, when there was absolutely no sign of them that night. There's a lot, you know, to talk about in this case, but it's just frustrating that we know so little, you know, and it's just sad. It's just really sad. But still, up until this point, police have not identified any official suspects. We are still working with crumbs at this point. And literally, when I tell you guys, every couple days I'm typing in on Google updates, Orrin and Orson West. I'm just looking for something. And this is the latest thing that I saw, and it was from June 1st. So there's really just, like I said, breadcrumbs online as far as updates go with their case. But I'm hoping, and again, I have a feeling that there will be some sort of development soon. I have this irrational fear of touching ice cubes. I had this really bad experience one time when I was younger. I was so excited. My favorite ice cream was cocoa mint chip ice cream. I used to love it. My mom always got the Turkey Hill cocoa mint chips. She would get the 2 big ones. Oh my gosh, just so good, right? And I remember I was young. I was excited to eat some ice cream. I took the spoon out the drawer. I get the ice cream out the freezer. I put the spoon in and I put it in my mouth. And when I tell y'all that the spoon was so cold that it ripped the skin, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I should have gave y'all a warning before I told y'all this. I'm sorry, but I have to share this with someone. It literally ripped the skin off of my lip because the spoon was so cold when I put it in my mouth and then took it out of my mouth. And literally ever since then, I have had an irrational fear of ice cubes and cold things. I can't touch ice cubes. So I'm at my refrigerator trying to get ice cubes before I started recording my video, and my stupid refrigerator ice cube dispenser doesn't want to work. It freezes over sometimes and then the ice cubes don't come through. Y'all don't care about none of that. But anyway, I just decided to reach my hand into the freezer, into the bucket of ice that's in there. And for a split second, I felt that ice cube get stuck to my finger, and I said, nope, we just dealing without ice today. Oh, and an update on my knee. If you watched my last video, I told you about my kneecap being destroyed, and it's been a week. It's been 8 days. It's kind of ashy because I've been scratching it. But if you'd like to see, if you don't want to see this, skip ahead like 15 seconds. But if you want to see this, then here you go. It's much better, right? It's like so much better. Let me zoom in on here. Woo. Bam. Zoom back out. I actually went to the urgent care because like 3 days after it happened, it wasn't getting better. People were saying it looked like it was getting better, but it was red and like just deep red around the wound. It was swollen and it was just not looking right. So I went to urgent care and she says, I'm glad you came in because that's swollen. She said, are you having pain in your toes? Like, are you having pain in your leg? Apparently it was infected and she gave me antibiotics. So I've been taking these antibiotics ever since then. And I don't like them. They're like this big, but I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm almost done them now. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know what I'm gonna say? If you made it this far, you are loyal. You really are, and I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful morning or afternoon or evening, depending on what time it is when you see this video. And you know that I'll be here for you next week. That's the plan. That's the plan. Please let me know what you think about these cases in the comment section below. I would love to hear and have a dialogue with you about these current ongoing investigations. Again, they are all very near and dear to my heart. I do ask that everyone remains respectful because these are all very current, very raw, very real cases that are happening in real time. If you know any information regarding the whereabouts of Orrin and Orson West or my Millete, please contact either the Bakersfield Police Department or the Chula Vista Police with any information that you might have regarding the whereabouts of them. And the Tristan Bailey case, you know, obviously we kind of know what's going on with that one, but again, it's just extremely disheartening and it's just kind of sad. So, but yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave you guys. Thank you so much for joining me again, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Peace.